This is Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Tiernan Bradley, who is out this Friday night at York Hall. Belt on the line, IBF European. How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling great. Press conference today, buzzing for it. But all the hard work's done now. It's just time to chat to you guys and relax, make a wait tomorrow, fight Friday.
Obviously, during the press conference, there was a bit of back and forth between you two. Just was that expected? It seemed like there was the talking point about he felt you were arrogant and things like that. What did you make of what was being said?
Yeah, look, I think he said previously that I was overconfident, and I was just reiterating to him that I'm not overconfident, that I am just confident in my own ability. And if you're just not confident in your own ability, then what are you doing in the sport? So I think he took that as a bit of an arrogance, but I don't care. It's going to show in the night why I'm confident in my own ability. So,
what does a win over him do for your career? Obviously, that belt ranking in the IBF, but yeah, I mean, it's a great division, 140.
Yeah, 140 division is absolutely amazing. I mean, you take a look at what's happening in Times Square. You know what I mean? Like, it's fantastic bills. So the IBF European puts me in a ranking spot and puts me on to some of the bigger fights, especially some of the bigger fights here in the UK. You've got a fantastic super lightweight division: Adam Azim, Jack Rafferty, Sean McComb in Ireland, Pierce Leary in Ireland, Dalton Smith. So they're all top lads. If I get this belt, they'll all want something. They all want a pick of the belt. You know what I mean? And they might see me as the easiest option, so I might get a fight with them. And they're going to be very, very. They're going to get a wide awakening if they come up against me.
Are you, the Irish guys you mentioned? Are you cool with those guys, or do you know them, and would you be up for fighting them?
Yeah, look, I fought Sean McComb in amateurs. You know what I mean? He was one of my last amateur fights. So and he beat me, but I was only a 60-kilo kid. I was only 18 years old. So it is what it is. But I know Sean. Sean's sound as a pound. I know him very well. But I welcome any fight in this division. You know what I mean? They've all got 2 arms, 2 legs, the same as me. So I mean, what can they come and give me that's going to give me problems? I train hard, I fight hard, and and they're all going to be in for a hard night's work.
And in terms of like the top of the division, what would you think of it? We've got Teofimo with one of the belts, a good division. What would you make of it?
I think top of the division is quite a bit of it's like a pantomime. That's what I think of the top of the division. But there's some unbelievable fighters just under that crop there that are making the division a pantomime. And those fighters are hungry to get through, trying to get them fights. I mean, take a look at Sander Martin. Sander Martin's been a fantastic fighter as well. I know he got beaten his last fight, but some of these fights that are coming through, they're going to overshadow the top guys at the top of the sport. Some of the guys are just going to move out. They're going to go up to welterweight. They're going to fight here, there, and everywhere. All that's on the mind of anybody that's coming up through is that world title. And I think some of them just kind of forget about it.
Am I right in thinking you train in Brighton?
Yeah, I trained down in Brighton now with Scott Welch and the team at Brighton and Hove boxing team with Scott's son as well, Tommy Welch, and Ant Brown, who is in camp with Chris Eubank senior as well, or junior as well. So we've got a fantastic experienced team behind us as well, and I'll be looking forward to bringing back the first title into the Brighton Hove team.
Could a fight be made between you and Harlem?
Yeah, well, who knows? He's up at welter now if he wants to come back down to my weight. But I welcome that fight. But I know Harlem. He's a nice lad, very down to earth. But as I just said earlier in the interview, anybody with 2 hands, 2 feet, I welcome it, because they're going to be in for a hard night's work.
Let me ask you about Eubank Jr. and Ben. I saw on your Instagram you'd done some training with Ben with Sparring, I assume. Tell us about your experiences with both of them.
Yeah, look, it was a short notice thing. I was over in LA training, and we just managed to grab a bit of sparring with Conor Benn when he was in camp. And that was fantastic, great experience for me. You know what I mean? And I always said when I was in after, I said I wasn't surprised about his power. I was surprised about his speed. His hand speed is phenomenal. But I'm really looking forward to this fight. I've done a few few rounds. I've done a few rounds with Chris Eubank as well. So it'll be an interesting one. Looking forward to it.
How do you compare their power? You know, fans would be interested to know, like, how do they compare power, speed, and everything else?
Well, at the end of the day, you know, Chris is the bigger man, but Conor has spite in his hands. He's quick. He's not boiling himself down. So, you know what I mean. We could sit here and talk about all the points he's going to make. Either fighter going to win the fight, but we are prize fighters at the end of the day. So who's going to show up on the night? And I think that's what it'll come down to.
You're looking forward to being there for the fight, and do you have a prediction?
No prediction. I know both fighters, and I think that both of them are going to show up on the night, and I think we're going to be in for an absolute treat. I think it really does display the power of the legacy build that Senior and Nigel Ben had, and it warrants Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I think, and it warrants the price. So yeah, it's going to be an absolutely amazing bill. Some of the undercard fighters as well, amazing. You got my fellow countryman Aaron McKenna fighting Liam Smith, massive step up for a young lad, but he's well on the way of upsetting it. And yeah, plenty of few other fighters. So I'm looking forward to getting to there and watching the fight.
I want to tell everyone where to follow you and get on this journey.
Yeah, Tiernan Bradley Boxing on Instagram. Head over and follow me. Watch the journey. Whenever I win this IBF belt, you'll see a lot more bigger fights, and it'll be entertaining on Friday. So tune in live on the Zone, GBM Sports.
And, do you have a prediction for your fight? Stoppage, points? What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, I'm confident I'm gonna get the knockout. But if I don't get the knockout, we prepared well for the 10 rounds, and we're gonna take him in the deep waters.
There you go, Tiernan. Pleasure. Best of luck. Cheers, mate.